In 1971, Tommy Prothro took over as head coach of the Los Angeles Rams. And the former UCLA mentor brought something special to the club. A one-time student of UCLA's great Red Sanders, he displayed a creative football mind that gave the Rams an offense resplendent with razzle and dazzle, a flair for the unexpected, and a wide-open, goalward-bound excitement. On top of this, Coach Prothro inherited one of the best defenses in the NFL. And so it was with confidence that he promised Rams fans there would be no wait for a winner.
His name is Archie, and he came to save the South. They've written about him, sung about him, and worshipped him from afar. He was saintly long before he came to the Saints. He came to save New Orleans for young owner John Meekum and the NFL's youngest coach, 38-year-old J.D. Roberts. Manning, Meekum, and Roberts, three young men trying to forge a winner from the rubble of the last-place finish last year. The Saints would begin their quest against the league's oldest coach, Tommy Prothro. Oldest in years, youngest in tenure, for Prothro is an NFL rookie. When George Allen left the Rams, he took much of his great defense with him. Prothro was left with the Deacon and Merlin, but two linebackers are new, as is much of his secondary. Roman Gabriel still leads the offense with some new starters in key positions. But even with the shakeup, Prothro and his Rams were heavily favored to deal the Saints another opening day loss, as they have lost all previous openers. But 1971 is unlike any other year in New Orleans. It is the year of St. Archie. But Manning spent most of the half on his back. He was sacked 6 times in the half, partly because of the fact that Archie Manning has no pockets. He sprints out and back so fast, there are no time for pockets. If you catch him, which the quick Ram lineman did, you catch him for a sizable loss before a play even develops. This happened 6 times in the half for minus 63 yards. But number 8 was far from through with the boys from Hollywood. It set up a David Ray field goal that made it 3-3 at the half. Catch was ruled no good by inches. Undaunted, the man from Ole Miss came back with almost a carbon copy, this time to Dave Parks. The Saints had their first touchdown and led 10-3. It quickly became 17-3 as Gabriel lost control, fumbled, and the Saints' Richard Neal recovered. 3 plays later, Manning gave to Gresham, a number 35, who was just activated before the game, went in to make it Saints 17, Rams 3. One of the 2 key mistakes of the game was made, and both belonged to the Rams. Gabriel's screen to Willie Ellison opened up, but watch the left side as the last Saint is clipped by receiver Jack Snow on an attempted comeback block, thus nullifying a 66-yard score. A storm at halftime had clouded the skies, and the sun had begun to set on the Rams, too. Receiver Lance Rensel wiped out the cornerback here, but Temple's Wayne Coleman backed up the play beautifully and cut the Rams down. Aside from Gabriel's own receivers, the Saints in the secondary rendering his passing attack impotent were the 4 Musketeers, Dallas Howell, Hugo Hollis, Reynaud Moore, and D'Artagnan Martin. The Rams settled for 3 again. It was now 17-6. On the Saints' next series, the Rams' Jim Nettles came up with 2 standout efforts to try and revive the listless Rams. After stopping the run, he opened the final period by grabbing Manning's first interception. Although shook up after making the tackle, Manning, whose left wrist is still in a cast, was okay. Well, the Rams had new life, and Gabe looked like the one and only Gabe. And it was the old Les Josephson, too. It was now 17-13, with 12 minutes left. The Rams had awakened after playing dead for 3 quarters. They stopped the Saints cold and began to roll in for the go-ahead score. Lance Rensel on a reverse for 20 to the Saints 30. Watch number 18, safety Hugo Hollis, get stung on the blitz. Jack Snow's catch took it to the 15. This time, number 18 played it right, but not before Josephson cracked down to the 1. Josephson then took it over, and the time-consuming drive put the Rams on top for what many thought was for good. The Rams. Jim Nettles was detected pushing at the goal. First and goal on the 1. Tulane Stadium had gone berserk, and the kid quarterback from Ole Miss was the most exciting thing to hit New Orleans since Huey Long. But right now he needed a play. One last play, and the curtain could come down. The call. A pass? A handoff? This is a Hollywood script. One man, and only one, would carry the ball now. And he carried it 1 yard and 1 yard only. 1 yard to immortality. Of course, Archie was not the real story in the Saints' incredible victory. A team that experts said might not win a game all year had hung together, all of them, for 60 minutes, inspired by their youthful coach and inspired by their own ability, which others had doubted. For rookie coach Tommy Prothro, it was a heartbreaking debut from which he must have learned much. All in all, a wild ending to a season's beginning which seems limitless in its possibilities. After all, when an Indian kid from New England and a country boy from Louisiana lead their teams to victories on opening day, all eyes will be on the NFL in 1971.
The Rams opened 1971 in New Orleans. Tommy Prothro, in his first game as a professional coach, could empathize with the Saints rookie quarterback starter, Archie Manning. But the Los Angeles defense didn't empathize as they said, "Welcome to the pros, Archie," in their own special way. While Archie was having problems, so was Roman Gabriel, who was playing with injured ribs, and his passes were taking off. Still, he managed to direct a few big plays. 2 touchdowns by number 34, Les Josephson, put the Rams ahead. But a chance to salt away the win was lost when Los Angeles was caught clipping on Willie Ellison's scoring run. And then it became a game of inches. The Saints trailed 20-17 when for the Rams the breaks began breaking the wrong way. With 3 seconds left, it came down to 1 play. And Archie turned that play into a Saints victory. Although the Rams did not agree.
After their shocking loss in New Orleans the previous week, the Los Angeles Rams were ready to dazzle the visiting Atlanta Falcons with their Tommy Prothro razzle-dazzle footwork. The The razzle-dazzling Rams scored the game's first touchdown on, of all things, a fake field goal pass from holder Jerry Rome to tight end blocker Bob Klein, number 80. The Rams' only other touchdown came on a perfectly executed 50-yard draw play to Willie Ellison, who totaled 138 yards rushing for the day. The Falcons' best offensive play was a screen pass from Bob Berry to Jim Butler, who cannonballed to the Falcons' first touchdown. Late in the third quarter, number 23 first draft choice Joe Profit drove over to give the Falcons a 20-17 lead after 3 quarters. In the final period, the Rams seemed certain to regain the lead, but at the Atlanta 4, Les Josephson fumbled. And from there, the Falcons moved all the way to the Ram 20, where on 4th and 1, Van Brockland gambled for a first down and lost. Trailing by 3 with a minute and a half to play, Roman Gabriel took over at his own 21. He proceeded to move the Rams upfield, first with a screen to Willie Ellison, then with a short pass to Larry Smith, who landed on the Falcon 40. With 1 second remaining, David Ray, cut by the Falcons just 2 years before, was called upon to kick a 47-yard field goal, longer than any he'd ever made before. He tied the game 20-20, and in 10 tries, the bedazzled Falcons still had never beaten the Rams.
The Rams were home the following week to face division rival Atlanta. Los Angeles had one of its many big plays of the season as Willie Ellison boiled 50 yards for a touchdown. Then Coach Prothro's surprise-filled offense turned a fake field goal into 7 points. But again, their own mistakes were haunting the Rams. Only the defense saved it, as on 4th and 1, the Falcons tried to run out the clock with 1 second left and trailing by 3. David Ray's 47-yard field goal gave the Rams a 20-20 pulse-pounding tie. And so Tommy Prothro had tasted all the fruits of a coach's labors, except the sweetest one of all, victory.
It's been almost a decade since the Rams went winless in their first 2 games, an unenviable record that freshman coach Tommy Prothro did not want to extend. In fact, all he did want was his first victory as a pro coach. Meanwhile, Chicago coach Jim Dooley had the Bears off to their best start in years and was looking forward to extending his club's unbeaten string to 3. Leading the Chicago team, as always, was number 51 Dick Butkus, who picked off 2 passes. Although he's supposed to be slowed by recent knee surgery, he was a constant headache to the Rams. In fact, the Rams had a lot of problems last Sunday, some of them self-imposed. But throughout it all, the Roman Gabriel offense somehow persevered. And they finally found the key to the end zone as a Gabriel pitch out to number 34 Les Josephson put the Rams on top 7-0. While the offense persevered, the defense pursued the ball and came up with 4 interceptions. The defense also pursued Bear quarterback Jack Kincannon and may have finished him for the entire season. Kincannon's replacement was the Bears' hero from their previous 2 wins, number 16, Kent Nix. But on this Sunday, even Kent Nix was no match for the Rams secondary. Although they were harassed unmercifully, the Chicago quarterbacks weren't the only ones with problems. Take the case of Rams receiver Lance Rensel, number 13, who made a beautiful catch, only to find that he was out of bounds on the play. But was he disgusted? You bet your life he was, and the worst was yet to come. On this play, Rensel got hit 3 times. Once by Roman Gabriel of the Rams, and twice by number 32 Charlie Ford of the Chicago Bears. In the end, however, it was Lance Rensel who won the battle. His fine catch on this play set up the game breaker. A reverse from Gabriel to number 38, Larry Smith, to number 13, Lance Rensel, who blazed 50 yards to the end zone. Final score, Tommy Prothro, 1 professional win, Rams 17, Bears 3.
The Bears should have known to beware a smiling man. An interception by Dave Elmendorf. The Rams pass pressure. And a Kermit Alexander interception opened the floodgates. Then the Rams ran from punt formation, and the surprise-a-minute offense poured through. It had taken 3 games, but now the offense was fully adjusted to Prothro's fireworks football. It was his first victory as a professional, and for Coach Prothro, it will always be one of the best.
This is Candlestick Park, and last week before the Rams 49ers game, there were some strange things happening. The 49ers had even come up with a strange way to keep the synthetic surface cool under the California sun. But there was nothing strange about the way they cooled Roman Gabriel of the Rams. This play early in the game was Gabriel's last of the day. With Roman lying injured, number 17, Jerry Rome, warmed up. But he should have forgotten it, because between the two of them, Rome and Roman, they finished the game with a minus 18 yards passing on 2 completions in 12 attempts. But while the Rams' passing game was atrocious, the defense was a dog of another color. Every mistake Los Angeles made was rectified by their defense. Alvin Heyman lost the ball on this play, and the 49ers were close to a score. But when John Brody went for the kill, the Ram defense in the person of number 21, Gene Howard, turned the tables. When Los Angeles' David Ray missed a field goal, the Ram defense cut off any run back the 49ers' Bruce Taylor had in mind. Then on the next play, the 49ers muffed a handoff, and Howard recovered and scored for the Rams. few times that the Rams couldn't stop San Francisco, the 49ers stopped themselves, as this Gene Washington catch was nullified by a penalty. In the second half, the defense got some help from the Ram runners. Les Josephson was almost piled up on this play, but escaped and burst 57 yards before being caught by Bruce Taylor, number 44. Then, on what was meant to be a short yardage play, Larry Smith went 64 yards off tackle, and the Rams were home free and riding high in first place in the NFC West. And the only thing the 49ers had to comfort them was the fact that they'll be meeting Tommy Prothro's boys once again this season. However, this time, Rams 20, 49ers 13.
In San Francisco, it was, as usual, a rock-tough, steel-plated, physical battle. The first casualty was quarterback Roman Gabriel. Jerry Rome replaced him, and although the Rams completed just 2 passes, with plays like this one by Les Josephson, it didn't matter. John Brody's airline was shut down by number 21, cornerback Gene Howard. And by number 58, linebacker Isaiah Robertson. And on a missed field goal, Bruce Taylor's return was shut down by number 76, Harry Shue. Then the 49ers coughed up the football. But even with Gene Howard's score, the Rams trailed 13-10 midway through the last quarter. But then behind Tom Mack's block, number 38, Larry Smith, charged 64 yards to the end zone and a big Ram victory.
Norm Van Brocken's Atlanta Falcons have never beaten the Los Angeles Rams, a fact that Norm has had plenty of time to chew on. But the Falcons' dance routine was enough to tie the Rams earlier this year, and now Atlanta was ready to break the jinx. And as the game began, it was the Rams who were jinxed as they displayed an advanced case of dropsy. Atlanta was more than happy to cover up the Rams' miscues. Then Bob Berry to Harmon Wedges put the Falcons in close. And Bob Berry to Cannonball Butler helped build an Atlanta lead. Roman Gabriel to Jack Snow set up a 1-yard Gabriel plunge, and the Rams began to overtake the Falcons. Los Angeles finally pulled ahead as Gabriel had his big play machine in high gear, and the big plays set up the short scores. But then it was dropsy again, and the Falcons' number 22, John Mallory, scooped up the fumble and raced 54 yards to bring Atlanta to within 1 point, 17-16. But with time running out, the Falcon drive was cut short when number 86, Marlon McKeever, intercepted for the second time. Atlanta's hopes were crushed and the jinx survived when on the last play of the game, Willie Ellison scored to make it 24-16 for the first place Rams.
The Rams rolled into Atlanta the following week and swooped in like attack eagles on the Falcon quarterbacks. Because of the pressure, Marlon McKeever, number 86, picked off 2 Falcon tosses, which sent the offense winging. Protection by Joe Schiavelli, Tom Mack, Charlie Cowan, Harry Shue, and Ken Iman left Gabriel unhindered as he unlimbered passes to Ellison and number 84, Jack Snow. Gabe wedged in for 2 scores himself, which gave the Rams a 24-16 win and put their record at 3-1-1. Gabriel and the Rams were ready.
The weather in Los Angeles last week did not look conducive to football, let alone to anyone's passing attack. And Roman Gabriel wasn't having such a great year passing anyway. But before game time, the weather cleared and Roman became a rainbow maker. On the first play from scrimmage, Green Bay's Scott Hunter was intercepted by number 42, Dave Elmendorf, who began an equation which throughout the afternoon consisted of a Packer miscue leading to a Rams score. On the third play of the game, Roman hit rainbow number 1 to a wide-open Bob Klein, and Los Angeles led 7-0 at the end of the quarter. In the second period, each team had 2 field goals, which were the product of plays like this 73-yard return by Travis Williams. But big plays led to little scores, and it wasn't until the third quarter that Gabriel rifled a touchdown pass to Jack Snow, number 84. And then the old equation proved itself again. Number 86, Marlon McKeever, intercepted. And for the third time in the game, Roman Gabriel stepped back and cracked the whip. This time it was to Lance Rensel, and the Rams led 30-6. The Roman of old had returned. Zeke Bratkowski to number 85, John Spillis, accounted for the only Packer touchdown, but it was a meaningless score. Travis Williams was looking good against his old teammates, and his run late in the last quarter was proof that the 30-13 final score made the game seem closer than it really was. Last week, the Rams looked scrappier than ever in their win over the Packers, and they've returned to top form just in time, because over the next 7 weeks, they play the toughest schedule in the NFL. But for now, they're on top in the NFC West, and they're loving it.
A pregame rainstorm at home in the 6th week left things a bit chilly. But on the opening play of the game, number 42, Dave Elmendorf, an NFL All-Rookie team member, got a hot hand. the Packers were never in it, as a wide-open Bob Klein scored an easy one. Coy Bacon and Isaiah Robertson kept the Packers on the ropes. Travis Williams chipped in with two very big plays against his old teammates, which helped Los Angeles to dominate every phase of the game. Jack Snow's score put a cap on the 30-13 win, which put the Rams on top in the NFC West, and found a red-hot Roman Gabriel. Despite Gabriel's 23 for 35 performance, the Rams couldn't overcome their own mistakes. A missed tackle cost them one score. And a missed assignment on a broken play cost them another, as the Dolphins won 20-14. The one constant thread in the Rams' losses had been their own mistakes, and it's tough to lose when you've tried so hard.
Last week, the division-leading Dolphins visited the division-leading Rams, and something was bound to give. Unfortunately for the hometown crowd, it was the Rams. The Dolphins scored the first time they had the ball as Bob Greasy hooked up with Paul Warfield on a 74-yard play. And while the Miami offense was hitting for points, the defense was hitting for keeps as Gabriel was sacked often. Greasy, too, suffered his share of defensive punishment. However, it didn't seem to make him the least bit timid. Greasy's second touchdown pass was to number 81, Howard Twilley. But as Howard soon learned, the play was nullified by a penalty. But later, Greasy and Twilley got even, and Miami led 17-0. Gabriel finally ignited the Rams, and they began a furious rally. Jack Snow's score made it 20-14. Then with 1:30 left, Gabriel hit number 13, Lance Rensel, on the Miami one. But Rensel had been pushing on the play, and the penalty pushed Los Angeles out of first place in the NFC West as Miami went on to win 20-14.
In Baltimore, in a Monday night game before a national TV audience, the thread of mistakes remained unbroken. The Rams opened strong against the playoff-bound Colts as Gabe split the chill night air with short, stinging bullets. But then the yellow flags began to drop. The Rams were giving it their all, but giving it too much, trying too hard. Then that one self-destroying mistake crept in. A Ram fumble. A Baltimore score. With time fleeting, the Rams had to come back a long way. Gabriel's pass to Matt Maslowski could bring them only part of the way before time ran out. And it's tough to lose because you've tried too hard. But there are lessons in defeat, and in Baltimore, Tommy Prothro learned on that frigid Monday night that he was playing with a full deck of hitters and no quitters. Throughout the season, the Rams
15 seconds to air. Stand by, all cameras.
Ready with slow motion and isolated cameras.
Stand by, videotape, and rotate.
And tape is rolling in less than 5, in 3, 2, 1.
Take tape.
From Baltimore, Memorial Stadium on a cold night in Baltimore, Maryland, the Los Angeles Rams, led by quarterback Roman Gabriel, attempt to stay close to the NFC's Western Division leaders, the San Francisco 49ers. Second and 10 for Baltimore, moving now from the 29-yard line. Perkins motions right. Morrow looking deep for Richardson. This one will be picked off. Gene Howard. Gene Howard scrambling up over the 15 to the 19-yard line.
Frank, that ball was poorly thrown.
Both wide receivers split. Rensel's on the slot. Snow out to the right. Gabriel for Rensel, wide open. Rensel gets by Stoops. He's out of bounds inside the Baltimore Colts 35-yard line. Ray May forcing Rensel out of bounds. In on the left side. Setbacks. Ellison and Smith. This is Ellison. Ellison with a good block. Schiavelli with a fine block. Springs Ellison, who's inside the 20-yard line of the Baltimore Colts. Mike Curtis makes the stop. Back Snow. And Roman Gabriel with the play fake. Firing out to Smith. Smith inside the 15 for a pickup of about 2 or 3. Mike Curtis there to make the stop. David Ray from the 20. It's up and is good. An NFL Monday Night Football, the Los Angeles Rams versus the Baltimore Colts, continues from Baltimore's Memorial Stadium with the score. The Rams 3, the Colts nothing.
And now, and I would expect him, obviously, to go to the pass. I think he should.
Picked off. Purnell, Jim Purnell, makes the second interception of Earl Morrow.
I hope we can take a look at that one after we come back after a commercial. We have a little bit different set. You'll see that number 75, David Jones, is in the middle. They moved Olsen out there. Morrow did get a little pressure, but Mitchell, 84, his intended receiver, was going to the inside. The ball was thrown to the outside. Jim Purnell, number 53, is the linebacker who was just dropping into his zone. And that was it. May not be as strong.
Again on first down, the ball inside the 5. Matty on the quick trap. He's behind Rustler. Clint Rustler with a great block as Matty goes in for the touchdown. Night football, the Los Angeles Rams versus the Baltimore Colts continues from Baltimore's Memorial Stadium with the score. The Colts 7, the Rams 3.
System. That's not bad.
Alvin Heyman. Heyman moving back to the 40-yard line. Dennis Nelson there to make the stop. 3 timeouts remaining. That's the score. Gabriel sending backs out of the backfield. To Smith. Smith into Colt territory to the 43.
That was smart. Frankie had a pattern call to the wide side of the field, actually.
What a great football game that's going to be, too. As Gabriel looks on 2nd and 10. Pulls it down, he'll run. And he's got 3 Colts. May is there. Curtis, number 32. May, 56. With Gabriel before he came to the huddle. Let's see what happens. 3rd down and 2. The ball at the 35-yard line of the Baltimore Colts. 1:36 remain in the first half. Both backs out. Goes to Rensel. Stooks is there, and Rensel holds on.
Super catch, good throw. Stooks had him well covered.
Colts faking the blitz. Hendricks is in the middle, as you see. Freddie Miller couldn't hold it any longer. He's going to accuse the Rams of drawing him offside. Duncan will cover Jack Snow. 2nd down and 5. The ball is at the 12. Josephson. Les Josephson.
There it is.
Touchdown, Rams. 7 yards this year.
He's not upset.
And he's unhappy. We've got some great highlight action coming up at halftime as we watch David Lee, and he is really upset. 4 yards out. And then the touchdown you just saw. Matty upset. Coy Bacon was there, 79. Dave Jones helped out.
This Coy Bacon has really done a fine job. He came in as the youngest member of the Fearsome Foursome about 3 years ago. He's certainly taken his place along with the good ones. He has the same quickness.
The setbacks, Willie Ellison and Larry Smith. The quarterback all the way for the Rams, Roman Gabriel. This is Smith on the draw play. Pickup of about 5 yards. Again, the tight end climb, split wide to the left. Rensel in the slot. Snow opens up. And again, this is Smith. A big hole for Smith. Up over the 35 to the 37. Sends Rensel further to the right. Covered there by Charlie Stooks. The quick toss. Running hard is Ellison. Out in front was Mack. As Rick Boat comes up to make the stop. And Rensel left. Over the middle, it's Willie Ellison. On 2nd and 8. Morrow. Getting rid of it to Mackey. And Mackey's upended by Elmendorf. Is deep in the end zone for the Rams. Muff that one. Heyman will try it. Down he goes at the 7-yard line. Inside the 32. Oh, he kept that head down that time. O'Brien hit from 32 yards out, and you saw him concentrate on keeping that head down. He had muffed one earlier from 47. Smith drops the football. Hendricks has the football. That's it. Larry Smith fumbled the football. Hendricks picked it up. Has moved in for a go-ahead goal touchdown. Game of mistakes. On 4th and 10, the Rams from their own 43. Rensel is right, covered by Stooks. Snow is left. He's covered by Duncan. Klein, covered by Logan. Gabriel will go down. Freddie Miller. Big number 76, Freddie Miller, has made his second big key play of the night. Nottingham leads the way for Matty. He's all alone.
They caught it right up the middle. The Rams were in a pressure-type defense. They brought everybody up. They split them with a quick trap up the middle.
Puts Klein and Rensel to the left. Here comes Newsom. Gets it off to Klein. Klein breaking tackles to the 47. George Wright is also in that line. The Rams with one timeout remaining. Gabriel dumps it to Travis Williams on the screen. Williams inside the 40-yard line of the Baltimore Colts. 24-10. This on 2nd and 10. Gabriel going deep for Maslowski. Touchdown. Touchdown, Matt Maslowski. And Duncan is complaining it was out of bounds. Duncan is out of bounds and complaining because he wasn't covering.
Let's see it again. I don't know how he got that open because the Colts were back there. You'll see Duncan slide to the inside. Matt Meslowski coming out on the outside, number 48. He's a sprinter from San Diego, as Howard pointed out. And let's watch it here. And he's down. And his left foot was very close to being in the white. But he is getting pretty close. Biggs ain't poultry. And look at there. He's out.
And the onside kick fails for the Rams. Tom Curtis makes the recovery for the Baltimore Colts. "13 seconds show on the scoreboard clock. Colts notch another victory. Their record now moves to 6-2. The final score: the Baltimore Colts 24, the Los Angeles Rams 17. And we'll return to Baltimore's Memorial Stadium in just a moment.
In the season's 9th week in Detroit, Robertson and the Rams defense were ready to stop the two-game skid. Greg Landry's scrambling was neutralized, and the Rams offense took over. Number 13, Lance Rensel, had the Lions running in circles. He had the knack of drawing a crowd or losing one. Roman Gabriel completed 11 passes in a row. When he was finished, Los Angeles was a 21-13 winner.
Head coach Tommy Prothro and his Los Angeles Rams rolled into Detroit fresh from a relaxing week in Philadelphia. Prothro's idea must have worked, because after being in the city of brotherly love for 7 days, even Detroit must have looked like a paradise. But the Rams were facing the tough Lion defense, and a punt was often the most successful and entertaining tactic. Watch the two men in the front row as they compete for the target diving championship of Detroit. The running of Detroit quarterback Greg Landry, number 11, led to the game's first score, an Errol Mann field goal that gave the Lions a 3-0 lead. But after that, the rock-hard Ram defense smothered the Lion offense. In the second quarter, a fumbled pitch-out was recovered by number 79, Coy Bacon, to set up a 1-yard touchdown run by the Rams' Les Josephson. Then red-hot Roman Gabriel, who completed 11 consecutive passes to tie a Ram record, connected with number 13, Lance Rensel, for a 14-3 halftime lead. In the second half, Gabriel kept right on throwing, but an interception by KG Dick LeBeau, number 44, inspired a Lion comeback. The interception set up another Detroit field goal. And then in the fourth quarter, a 49-yard shot from Landry to Earl McCullough, number 25, set up the final Lions score. On a repeat of the play in slow motion, notice Greg Landry's concentration as he watches his pass despite being slammed to the earth. Overall, the lightning-quick Ram defense spoiled the Lions' comeback effort. Rookie linebacker Isaiah Robertson, number 58, led the pad-popping charges that stifled Detroit in key situations. But it was the Los Angeles passing game that put points on the Gabriel and number 13, Lance Rensel, twice burned the Lions on corner patterns for touchdowns as the Rams stopped Detroit 21-13. A week in Philadelphia produced such great results that maybe the Rams will return to the Quaker City before this week's crucial meeting with the San Francisco 49ers.
The 49ers came to Los Angeles, and a showdown battle for first place. But San Francisco's troubleshooter never got his gun unholstered as the Rams' defense exploded on him, his runners, and his receivers. Gene Howard picked off 3 Brody passes. And Jim Nettles, number 19, turned a 4th theft into a score. The ever-consistent Jack Snow had another great day. The 17-6 Ram win was their second over the 49ers and put them in command of their division.
When the Rams and 49ers get together, the style of play is usually Old West barroom brawl. And each player is eager to add his share to the drama. Balls and bodies fill the air, and the game is never one of gentle persuasion. Last Sunday, with first place at stake, John Brody drove his Gold Diggers close enough for 2 field goals, and that was it. Because Brody spent most of the afternoon watching 2 things happen. He watched the Rams defense get up off him, and he watched number 21 Gene Howard stop 3 49er drives with interceptions. But in the end, the interception that really hurt the most was one by Jim Nettles, number 19. That resulted in 7 points for the Rams, and that was enough to win. And although it was just happy congratulations from the Deacon and Coy Bacon, the scene in the end zone resembled a monster chase. The Rams offense made its appearance in the person of number 84 Jack Snow, who teamed on a 13-yard play with Roman Gabriel and put the Rams in first for at least a little while. This year, the 49ers have lost both their games to the Rams, which in the end may be enough to burst their bubble.
On Thanksgiving Day in Dallas, the Rams defense was hitting. And they had to, because on the opening kickoff, the eventual world champions had brought it back all the way. The Rams made gambles pay off, and they came right back. Dallas was the 5th playoff contender they had played in 18 days. But still, they came back. The rough schedule had left their timing unflawed. Gabriel's pass to Bob Klein gave them a 14-7 lead. Every time Roman threw, he added to his Ram career passing records. His pitch to Pat Curran tied the game at 21. But once again, their own mistakes had spelled defeat. A fumble and a bomb, so quick as to be almost painless, but very painful when seen in the light of the scoreboard.
Normally blasé Los Angeles sports fans flocked to the Coliseum last week for a look at one of the finest young running backs in the league. Number 35, Yolanda Pivot, did not disappoint. The Phantom Flyer of the San Bernardino Bra Burners ripped off several broken field beauties, displaying all the elusiveness which has made her a superstar in the angry Women's Liberation Football League. Yolanda finally got her flag fleeced, and it was time for the LA Rams to take the field with their candidate for best runner in town, number 33, Willie Ellison. On the third play from scrimmage, Ellison beat a New Orleans Saints blitz, and behind number 65, Tom Mack displayed a pretty fair broken field style of his own. In his first season as a full-time starter, Ellison has been a revelation to the refurbished Rams, and his game-opening 80-yard canter lit the fuse for an afternoon of fireworks. At quarterback, Gabriel did his part with a Roman candle to Jack Snow. Last year, the Ram passing game began and ended with Snow, and now Gabriel can look to the other side and find nifty Lance Rinsel, number 13. The running game is also well-rounded. Number 38, Larry Smith, continued the Los Angeles light show with a hard-edge slant into the end zone. Threatened with early extinction by the Ram avalanche, number 14, Ed Hargett, kept the Saints alive by directing 4 touchdown drives. But each time the Saints struggled back into contention, Los Angeles would set loose a rocket launcher to burn back the threat. The Roadrunner, Travis Williams, scorched 105 yards to add another prong to the LA pitchfork, and the defense was called upon for the final putdown. But of all the robust Ramrodders, Willie Ellison was the readiest. The 5-year pro from Texas Southern ran for more yards in one game than any man in the history of the National Football League. 247 yards to be exact. In the end, the Saints were obliterated 45-28. Los Angeles took over first place in the NFC West, and Willie Ellison had proved himself for the finest day of running in pro history. So what if Yolanda Pivot isn't the best running back in town? She has a few other things to fall back on when she leaves the field.
Now the Rams were in a dogfight with the 49ers for the division title. Every game, a big one. New Orleans came to town, and Travis Williams greeted them with a 105-yard kickoff return, the 6th of his career, tying an NFL record. Roman Gabriel greeted the Saints with big plays to Rinsel and Snow. But the real show began when the offensive line came on to lead the running attack. They led Larry Smith to 1 touchdown. And they were in front of number 33, Willie Ellison, who was on his way to becoming the second Ram ever to gain 1,000 yards in a season. Ellison set a new NFL single-game rushing record on this day as he slip-streamed for 247 yards. Oh, my. With Willie leading the way, the Rams swept past the Saints 45-28, a Monday night contest with the Washington Redskins, who were themselves in contention for the playoffs. A win was a must for both teams. Kermit Alexander got the Rams off to a good start as he stole a Bill Kilmer pass and breezed 82 yards for a touchdown. But the Rams couldn't take advantage of the lead, and once again, an inch here, a second there, and the Rams were playing catch-up ball. The crusher came when just before the half, a Ram mistake led to back-to-back Redskin touchdowns and a substantial Washington lead. The inches continued to mount against the Rams, and the Redskin lead grew. But not once all year had the Rams given up, and they weren't about to now. Relentlessly, they drove goalward. Gabriel to Klein tightened the gap, and still they kept charging, putting the big plays together. Ellison's punch brought them to within a touchdown. And they were on their way to that one when the final mistake caught them. They had lost, but had never quit. And now with one game to go, they had one slim hope for the title.
15 seconds to air. Stand by, all cameras.
Ready with slow motion and isolated cameras.
Stand by, videotape, and roll tape.
And tape is rolling in less than 5, in 3, 2, 1.
Take tape.
From the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, Los Angeles, California, on a cool, breezy night. And tonight, a critical game for the Washington Redskins. The Redskins, led by 10-year veteran quarterback Billy Kilmer. Kilmer, who's been the inspirational leader of the Redskins from the start of their fantastic season. Tonight, they face the Los Angeles Rams, led by quarterback Roman Gabriel. Gabriel, also a 10-year veteran, and the unquestionable leader of this Ram team that is battling the San Francisco 49ers for the lead in the NFC's Western Division. I'm still working on Forte. Very good, Dee. The Los Angeles Rams and the Washington Redskins, it's an emotional bath here in this massive Coliseum. The players have been making comments all week long on both sides. It has boiled down to, well, it's not sudden death for either team because either team could lose. They'd still be alive, but the string is running out. Tommy Prothro has done a great job with his Los Angeles Ram team, the rookie coach from UCLA, where he had such a successful head coaching career. He has some truly good talent. He has Roman Gabriel, a quarterback whom we've already mentioned a few moments ago. Roman Gabriel, who guides a very strong offense. Watch Joe Schiavelli, number 71 and 65, Tom Mack, their offensive guards tonight. They'll explain why maybe Willie Ellison has picked up 929 yards thus far in the season. Willie Ellison closing in on 1,000 yards. John Brockington did it yesterday. Floyd Little did it yesterday. Willie Ellison might do it tonight. Willie Ellison has another axe to grind, so to speak. He didn't play much for George Allen. Tommy Prothro came in, looked at the moves, and he said, "This is my running back." And he's having a tremendous year. Roman Gabriel also has two fine outside receivers. Jack Snow, he's the deep threat, number 84, a 7-year veteran from Notre Dame, and of course Lance Rensel. Lance Rensel leads the Rams in receptions. He's also a good runner. He's gained 112 yards on gimmick plays, as some people call them, the end around, the reverse. Keep an eye on Lance Rensel this evening. Maybe he has the best move of any flanker back in the business. They have some young people on this football team, this Ram football team. They have one that is destined for true greatness, number 58, Isaiah Robertson. Isaiah Robertson, the number 1 draft pick. A draft pick obtained from George Allen of the Washington Redskins in a massive trade last May. Watch him this evening, number 58. He plays the weak side linebacker at all times. He'll come on the blitz, and he'll pick up those setbacks coming out of the backfield. From the 27-yard line on 3rd down. Kilmer over the middle is picked off by Kermit Alexander.
Kermit ain't got nothing but stripes in front of him.
No way they're going to get him. No flags on this one either. And don't throw it before you get to the goal line, a la Dave Smith. That pass was intended for Jerry Smith, who was tripped up as he came off the line of scrimmage. Alexander, a very great athlete. Go ahead, Don.
Well, he came on the nose. He was tripped up. Alexander was covering him, and he picked it off in an area where there's just nobody over there except his guys. The flow of the action from the Washington offense was in the other direction.
For the Redskins, the ball just beyond their 30-yard line. The play fake. This is going for Roy Jefferson. Jefferson beats Nettles. He'll score. Jim Nettles trying to cover. Jefferson cut back inside. Touchdown, Redskins. Less than 10. Larry Smith with a big hole. Larry Smith brought down by Brig Owens, very close to the first down on the first offensive play from scrimmage for the Rams. 29-yard line. Smith again. Plenty of yardage for the first down, over the 35 to the 38. Rensel moves out to the right. Snow is out to the left. Now Rensel moves further in motion to the right. Willie Ellison with a block from Tom Mack. Willie Ellison close to a first down, up near the 50-yard line. Who now goes in motion. The inside handoff to Larry Smith. Smith inside the 40, first down, Rams.
Came in behind him.
Good man in front of him, too, Verlin Biggs. Second down, now an 8. The ball at the 34-yard line of the Redskins. Mitchell again goes motion right. Smith again gets the call. Ron McDowell to make the stop, a pickup of about 3. Top of the screen, Fisher is covering Rensel in a bump and run position. And Gabriel lets it go. Fisher is back defending. Good play, Pat Fisher. A little 11-year veteran. Field goal. He'll be kicking from the 37-yard line. His longest of the season has been 46. Easy night. Flag is down. Whistles blew before the ball was snapped. Against the Redskins, field goal is good. Ellison, Smith, the setbacks. Wide receivers are Rensel now motioning right, picking up Pat Fisher out there. This one intended for Rensel, who was bumping around with Pat Fisher, but no flags go down. It's getting crowded as we look at David Ray. He'll be kicking from the 32-yard line on this attempt. This one through the middle. No flags, it's good. 3 points. From the 32-yard line, David Ray.
Plus the field.
First and 10, Redskins. They're on the 32-yard line of the Rams. 37-yard line, make it. Larry Brown runs into a lot of trouble. Oh, does he draw a crowd? Gene Howard finally hits Larry Brown, moving him all the way back across the 50-yard line. Mark, we're going to see a Kurt Knight field goal attempt with the wind behind his back. He'll be kicking from the 52-yard line. He's got it up.
is good.
We are getting some great field goal kicks in these Monday night games.
You think you're not happy? Look at him.
Have been able to hit him. It's 3rd down and 10 from the 28. Both the wide receivers, Rimsel and Snow, move out to the left. That Kern is in to tight end. Jack Snow, and he is open. He'll pick up Brig Owens. Jack Snow moving inside the Redskins 30-yard line. Work his way back via the motion to the left. Screen goes to Ellison. Ellison tripped up inside the 25 by Myron Patios. Ellison is hit hard by Richie Pettibone. Pickup of about 3 yards. Ball out at the 18-yard line of the Washington Redskins. Ellison. Cowan was out in front blocking, but Myron Patios, number 66, the linebacker, middle linebacker, moved in behind to make the stop. Gabriel, on another day, throw on 4th and 1. Fumbled the football, but I believe after he was down, and I believe he'll be short. Jefferson right. Dowler left. I believe a Ram has his hands on the football. It looks like Phil Olsen. Both backs circling out. Larry Smith. Cutting back, getting down to the 25, 1st down Rams. Mike Bass finally made the stop at the 25-yard line.
Once again, Don, we have the situation of an absolutely unattended receiver.
Gabriel with the draw fake. Fires out to Smith. One-hands it. Smith, pickup of about 2. Attempt of David Reyes will come from the 29-yard line. Blocked. Blocked there, I believe, by Brig Owens. That ball, I believe, was blocked by Factor. Ted Factor came in, number 29, from his left side. Ball at the 38-yard line. Kilmer looking for Roy Jefferson, and he has him down inside Ram territory. Skins, the 2nd down and 8. Kilmer going deep for Dowler. Dowler or McNeil in the end zone. Clifton McNeil.
That was thrown right on the money.
All right, Kurt Knight kicks off. Travis Williams back in the game, but this is fielded by Roger Williams. He bobbles it, and he fumbles the football. The Redskins have it.
Unbelievable.
Oh. Factor again, I believe, recovered that football. Ted Factor at the 4-yard line. And the breaks are coming their way. All right, on 4th down, the Redskins are going from 2 feet out. Brown, touchdown, Larry Brown. Larry Brown off the right side, moving to the outside, touchdown Redskins. Coach, you made a good call. And we have quite a halftime show coming up. Some interesting youngsters will take part in the punt, pass, and kick program, and you'll see, as usual, some pretty wild highlights from the past weekend. 33, Smith 38, the setbacks, 2nd down and 10 from the 35.
Intercepted.
Oh! Mike Bass. Mike Bass intercepts the football. Billy Kilmer going all the way this evening. Play fake.
He's got him open again.
McNeil. Getting away from Gene Howard, who finally makes the stop, but he's inside the Rams' 10-yard line. Wilbur, of course, with the Los Angeles Rams, came with George Allen. 2nd down and 5. Going back out to Roy Jefferson. Touchdown, Jefferson.
Oh,
boy, he drilled that, Don.
He did for a fact. That Nettles has really got his hands full.
With interception, the Redskins have the football. 1st and 10, they're moving from their own 44. Kilmer rolling out, looking for Jefferson. This time he's buried. Pat Studstill. Third in the National Football Conference in punting. It's dribbled back to Studstill. He still gets it off. Studstill, an old receiver, was able to hand it, and Baxter bobbles the ball. Rams football. Rams football on their own 42-yard line.
Well, Dandy Don said it. The thing is deteriorating now. It's a game of continual mistakes.
Bob Klein was down there under that punt. Baxter bobbled the ball. The Rams have a shot. Line. Again, both backs circling out against the Washington zone. Yard line, the Rams 47. Gabriel with the draw fake. Oh, and everything is happening. Maslowski dropped the football. He got the good bounce.
That is something else, isn't it? I tell you, this thing is becoming a laugh act.
Of the evening. From the 26-yard line on the quick count. Again, both backs coming out of the backfield. How about that? They held on to that one.
Yes, sir.
Lance Rensel down to the 3-yard line. Myron Padios makes the stop. In. Play fake. Gabriel.
Maybe caught it.
Bob Klein. David Ray. There's our situation. Redskins over the Rams, and with timeout, you see the score. The Redskins 31, the Rams 17. This is Larry Smith. Larry Smith moves over the 35 to the 37. Gabriel firing out for Snow. He has it. First down at the 49-yard line, and Willie Ellison is back in the football game for the Rams. This comes Josephson behind Mack. Josephson running hard into Redskin territory. He's at the 45. Verlin Biggs there to make the stop, along with Dyron Talbert. 45 yards away from pay dirt. Gabriel firing for Snow, and he has him. And Snow, if he gets around one man, will pick up yardage. Jack Snow down to the 25.
That's the second time tonight that simple crossing pattern that Don earlier described has worked with Snow.
Goes from he was flanked left. Bass is covering. You see him come back across. Look at Roman up the top of your screen. And he drilled this one right in there. There's a big hole in there. He's throwing over where the linebackers are. And before they get to the secondary, you'll see him. He tried to pick up Lance Rensel's block.
Rensel in the slot. Intended for Rensel. Rensel battling for yardage, and he will be very close to a first down on second effort. Mike Bass there along with Myron Padios, 66 to make the stop. Ball resting just short of the 15-yard mark of the Washington Redskins. Rensel motion right. It's Ellison. First down, Ellison. Tackled there by Mike Bass. But this crowd is starting to come to life here in Los Angeles. For them, freezing cold weather, I guess, at 45 degrees. And again, both wide receivers to the wide side of the field. And a quick toss. Ellison to the 5-yard line. Brundage made the stop. Getting help from Chris Hanberger. Fisher signals. First down. Willie Ellison. Myron Padios made the stop, but Ellison moves down to the, inside the 2-yard line.
I wonder how many viewers thought 15 minutes ago that we would still have a football game when the Redskins were leading 31-10.
On first and goal. Ellison gets the call again. Touchdown, Rams.
And we do have it.
Tommy Prothro. Football game. An NFL Monday Night Football, the Washington Redskins versus the Los Angeles Rams, continues from the Los Angeles Memorial College. Important down for the Redskins. A field goal attempt would have to be made against a win, a brisk win. And that's what it'll be as Coy Bacon moves across to bury Larry Brown.
Any other reason why they'd call it?
I can't think of any reason at all, and I really question it. From the 43-yard line, Kurt Knight. Oh, and he's hit a beauty. But it's off to the right. He had plenty of distance, and I think the wind that we've talked about caught that football. Stop the clock for Tommy Prothro. Let's hope it works. It does. Jack Snow. Over the 35 to the 37.
I'm telling you, you can't accuse him of leaving anything at home. He brought it all out here. He's trying it all.
On fourth down from Pat Fisher and Greg Owens on the quick count. A wrestling match, and I don't know who the interference will be called against, offensive or defensive. Rensel was in a hassle with Mike Bass, and I think it will go against the Rams. Rensel. Offensive interference. It only stopped the clock once. A slight hint of a smile on head coach George Allen's face. Larry Brown moving behind John Wilbur. Whether the night makes this or not, of course, they'll be trying desperately to block the field goal. They do not. It's off to the right, touchback. Would you believe it's not totally over yet? This is a great period, and he's coming back, leading those Baltimore Colts again. They're either going to win, they're certainly going to be in the playoffs. This on second down. The Rams try it again. Oh, there it is. Speedy Duncan. There it is. He'll probably go all the way. Roman Gabriel, the last man who could have stopped it, he was blocked by Jimmy Jones, and there must be delirium in the nation's capital tonight. George Allen. And again, the final score, the Washington Redskins 38, the Los Angeles Rams 24. We'll return to the Los Angeles Coliseum in just a moment.
In the final week in Pittsburgh, the Rams had to win and hope the 49ers would lose to the Lions. For the second year in a row, they had only half control of their own destiny. From the start, the Rams exercised what control they had as number 46, Roger Williams, returned the opening kickoff 57 yards. A determined Larry Smith added a touchdown. Jim Nettles' steal and go brought victory closer. And Gabe arched whirling bullets to his receivers. The winning touchdown was in the air.
Under the seemingly permanent gray of a winter afternoon in Pittsburgh, the Los Angeles Rams hoped that their half of the drama for the Western Division crown would carry them through. Coach Tommy Prothro paced nervously before the game, probably haunted by the thought that his team would be let down following their loss to the Redskins. But any thoughts that he or anyone else had along these lines were quickly dispelled. The Ram defense picked off 4 Terry Bradshaw passes, one by Jim Nettles, number 19. And although pierced for yardage in the second half, the Rams never gave the Steelers much of an opportunity to gain control of the game. Offensively, the Rams scored the first 3 times they had the ball. Quarterback Roman Gabriel and running back Larry Smith, number 38, weaved and drove through the always tough Steeler defense. In forcing the race to the last day, Prothro's Rams did much better than anyone had expected this year. And with Smith, the all-purpose workhorse for Los Angeles, Rams opened up a 13-0 lead on a pass from Gabriel to Jack Snow, number 84. Steelers rallied, however, on the short passes of Bradshaw and the twisting, whirling efforts of Johnny Fuqua, number 33. Bradshaw threw a pair of touchdown passes. This one to rookie Larry Brown, number 87. Narrowed the score to 16-14. But a long touchdown drive with Willie Ellison gain his 1,000th yard and numerous Pittsburgh turnovers ensured the 23-14 Ram victory. With their half of the drama complete and successful, Rams could only wait and watch part 2 unfold in San Francisco.
Out in San Francisco, the Lions were giving the 49ers their best shot. But the 49ers were just too much for the Lions, and in the end, they became the NFC Western Division champions. The winning touchdown was in the air, and the Rams had won a game. Nothing more. But as they left Pittsburgh, the Rams could be proud because 8-5-1 is a good season, a season in which they had come together in many ways. They had won with their defense, and they had won with a rushing game that had produced more long runs than any Ram team in 12 years. They had won with their big play offense. And they had won with their special teams and men like Dean Halverson, Mike LaHood, John Pergine, Joe Carollo, Rich Buzzin, Tough Rich Saul, Pat Studstill, Lee White, Clancy Williams, Bob Thomas, and the electric Alvin Heyman. But above all, their record had kept a promise, for in 1971 in Los Angeles, there was no wait for a winner.